So it's finally been a week, and I'm using a different model this time. I'm a chibi model. Welcome back to the Bunny Babbles. It's great to have you here. Essentially, this is where I'm going to babble on about a bunch of different topics that's happened this week, and holy shit, has this week been eventful, and not exactly in the good way. Not in the good way of eventful. I have a bunch of different topics to talk about, but first I want to talk about things that kind of relate to me. We're gonna this babble portion is gonna be all about me, moi, like not the kiss, but like me, this little bobblehead here. So shit's been happening to me recently, and it's been kind of not daijoubu. I hinted about it a little bit during the community posts. I made a few tweets about it. I like my Twitter being positive and stuff like that, so I'm not gonna spend 25 hours ranting on my Twitter, because then, like, that's just, I prefer, posting like cute pictures and like having cute little messages and stuff like that, rather than like constantly ranting on my Twitter. So I didn't make too many rant tweets about it. I made a few warnings and stuff like that. But both of my channels, this channel that you're like literally watching right now, along with my ASMR channel, both got a warning. Essentially, both of my channels got strikes. And I made a whole video on talking about how ASMR channels are getting like deleted and banned. And I thought when I first got the strike that I was next. I thought I was like, they were finally gonna get rid of me. But then they did it on both channels. So the reason why I got a warning, the reason why I got a strike, was because in all of my descriptions, I always had links down below. You know how I have my socials. I don't know if you ever actually go into the descriptions of my videos, but there's a tab, there's a socials, and then I have like all of my different links. I have some merchandise links. I have some like my Twitter, my Patreon, a whole bunch of other stuff like that. And one of the links was Cuddly Octopus, which is where my body pillow is. In order to access Cuddly Octopus, they give you a prompt on the screen where you can either say that you want to see 18 plus content or do not want to see 18 plus content. And I have two different versions of my body pillow. I have one that is safe for work and one that is slightly sussier. Either way, I personally don't think that my body pillow is lewd at all. It's too... to just prove my word so much, I showed my parents both versions, like Mama Bun and Papa Bun, not the ones that are dead in lore, but like the actual Mama Bun and Papa Bun. I showed them the artwork, I've showed them the pillows and stuff like that. And like, if I feel safe enough to show my parents, my body pillow, I think that it's definitely safe for work, because I'm not gonna show, I'm not gonna show anything really bad to them. But so essentially I got struck for that, I got warnings because I've never gotten struck before, but warnings are very scary. And once you have a warning, if you get a strike, essentially like 3 strikes and your channel gets terminated and you can't make any more channels and stuff like that. So it's terrifying, especially because this doesn't seem like it's just happening to me, but that's going to be a little bit later of a babble topic. But my theory on why exactly this caused me to be getting a warning is essentially on the site itself, on Cuddly Octopus itself, there are like actual not safe for work body pillows. I don't think mine is not safe for work. I don't think mine is the main egregious one. I don't think I would have been struck if it wasn't because of the site itself. I think it's because I'm linking to a site that does have not safe for work on it. That's why. So it's not because my body pillow itself was breaking the rules. It was the fact that you can find not safe for work stuff on the site itself. But then that raises the question, the concerns that, for example, Patreon, there's not safe for work Patreons out there. Even if it's not my Patreon, there still are not safe for work Patreons. That's where people go for a lot of stuff like that, is Patreon. So because I'm linking my Patreon, even if my Patreon isn't not safe for work, because there's not safe for work content on Patreon, am I going to get another strike? Am I going to get a warning? Can you not put Patreon anymore? That's one of my major concerns. Another concern that I have is I've had that up there for years and it's never been a problem. Why are they only just now going over and giving me warnings and striking me down and stuff like this, if I've had this for years and many other people have this for years and many other people have like links down this? So Like, are they trying to do some stealth updates? Are they randomly enforcing their rules, or do they just want to ban me? Like, do they just not want me on their platform? Because, like, they can always find ways to ban people. You can stretch the rules to fit whatever agenda you want if you don't, like, apply them the same way to every single person. And then the other thing would be just, like, I don't know. It's a little stressful. That's why I was, like, on my community posts, I was like a little spooked, a little scared, just because I don't know, I could lose my channel. I could lose both. Like, if one channel goes down, essentially both could go down, because then I'd be ban evading. You know, I don't know. It's kind of stupid. And then I don't know. The other thing is just, like, YouTube has a lot of, like, fucking way worse shit on their platform, and I know, I don't know, this could go either way for the arguments, but, like, you have, like, Brazilian waxes, and you have, like, actual, like, literal porn on YouTube, and just because they define it as educational, like, you can just have that. Like, some of the shit on YouTube, even the stuff that isn't even classified as education, is way worse than any kind of link to cuddly octopus. Like, I don't know, it's just, it feels like double standards are being placed here, and it feels like it's just not fair, and I think it's just randomly YouTube is deciding to apply their policies. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm in their sightlines, or maybe they're just silently becoming more strict, which leads us into the next topic that doesn't, well, okay, hold on, let me continue with the stuff that applies to me. Another shitty thing that happened to me, is so, I have been going in Vrchat a little bit more lately. I've taken like a month or two break though, but like a month or two ago, I was getting into Vrchat, and I was actually like using, you know that model that you saw during, you know, I got like a cute little tiny model that I use, that I've used in a few thumbnails. Like, for example, in the thumbnail of the video where the ASMR was going down. And hold on, let me grab your attention. Jingle jingle, jingle jingle, jingle jingle jingle. Okay. So, like, when I was, it was in the ASMR thumbnail, I had the little tiny model. Apparently, I got DMCA'd on my fucking model. And so there's two things that can happen. Either because it is a base, which is, you're totally allowed to modify the base as long as you don't have not safe for work bits on it. And, like, don't break, you can't get political, you can't get, like, dangerous, stuff like that. I didn't break any of the rules. Like, there's no sussy bits on the little chibi model, and, like, I unless the creator just doesn't like me, the only other option is someone is trying to, like, dox me, and they're trying to get my name, my address, and all my, like, legal information by doing a false DMCA strike, because they want my information. So it could be someone that either hates me or loves me, and both are not good. So I don't know, it's been a quite, for this past week has been so eventful, and it's been so scary. This fucking week was insane, which now leads me into the bunny babble that is about other people and could literally affect you, and it might be happening to you and you don't even realize it. So I was talking about how I got a warning and I got strikes, and I was worried that, like, you know, it's it here. Let me put it on the screen for you. Where this is, I essentially got struck for my link. This right here. This is the reason why. It's the cuddly octopus link. I'm not gonna show the pillow, but, like, you can find it on my Twitter. It's not that bad. And the link's not in my description anymore, of course. But I got a warning. And I'm not the only one that is happening to now, which makes me think that YouTube is just deciding to start shooting, because one person got completely banned off of YouTube, and these are just the ones that I've seen that are in my very, very close group, you know, and another person who is a Vtuber, a voice actor, and a ASMR person also have gotten a strike now. They got a warning, and then a few days after they got a strike. So these two people are Tigaholic. Their entire YouTube channel, if you go to check it, they just got their silver play button for getting over 100,000 subscribers. And just a day ago, they got their second strike. And then just randomly today, they just got a third strike out of nowhere. And Like, it wasn't for any links, it wasn't for anything. Like, the first time it was because they were reading Rule 34 comments, which, like, they weren't showing anything not safe for work. They weren't, you know, I mean, it's a little sus because, you know, it's Rule 34, it's a not safe work thing. But, you know, they weren't the first ones to ever do that. They obviously got the idea from someone else, and those sites, those YouTube videos are still up, and they're still on YouTube on other people's channels. If you look up reading silly Rule 34 comments, you'll be able to find a bunch of different like YouTube videos on that. And like, I don't know, the strike 2, strike 3, it's just like their channel's gone now right now, and it's just because YouTube decided to go aggressive. Their entire account's gone now, and I'm hoping, because it just happened, that they're going to be able to appeal, and YouTube will understand that they're being a little bit like, I mean, you shouldn't just give someone a strike and then give someone another strike the next day. There should be lenience, there should be like time in between, because I mean, think about it this way: a strike is supposed to be a warning. It's supposed to be like, change what you're doing. It's not supposed to be you got struck for something and then they look at a video from 5 years ago and then they strike you the next day of something that you did in the past that you haven't even had time to change, and you don't know what exactly broke. It's just like, this is like people's livelihoods, like this is people's jobs. This is like, I don't know, I feel like you should be, one, given the information you need to be able to change your thing. Like, for example, I know that it was the cuddly octopus, so you know what I did? I've, on both of my channels, on all 500 videos on both of them, I took out the link out of every single one of the videos. So because I was told this is the problem, I was able to take the problem out through all of them. But like, if you don't have any way of knowing what exactly you did wrong, and then they strike you for like something that you did a year ago, for something that you didn't even know you did wrong, in like a day between, you have no time to recover between those time periods. You don't have a way to actually like recover. So like, because strikes go away after, I think, 90 days of not getting another strike. Like, strikes will naturally go away. So if you like speed gets strikes, that's just how you take down a channel. That's how you take down a channel, is if you do it speedily. Like, you do a bunch of strikes in a row, because strikes are supposed to go away. You're supposed to be, as it's like, you know, you did something wrong and you show that you're not actually, you know, doing that. And sometimes it's just a false strike, but like, it's like, you know, you learn, you improve, you get better content, you make sure not to make the same mistakes, you change your content a little bit, stuff like that. But if you give someone strikes, they have no way to change the content. What's the whole point of the system if you're just going to snipe people out of the skies and like start spamming like the strikes? It's just stupid to me. It's silly. Like, I don't know, it just feels like it was a targeted ban. And I think that's a little cringe, and it looks like, just like, sometimes, and YouTube has done this in the past, where it's just like, they kind of stealth make updates and then they stealth enforce them, and then they just don't enforce them the same way to everyone, and it's just, I don't know, spooky. And then we have the other person, who is Dottie ASMR. Dottie, they're someone that does voice acting, they dub over comics sometimes, they also edit for LineChew, and it was in our little chat that we have, because I do the writing for LineChew, for his ASMR and stuff like that. And Dottie's the one who does the editing for it, so we're in a little group chat together, and Dottie showed that, like, Dottie a few days ago got a warning, and then just a day later, like, he got a strike for like a video that was, it's not like it was a recent video, it was an old video, and it seems like you're not supposed to get strikes so quickly in between, and if you don't know what you did wrong, then it's like, that just sucks. And when you get a strike, you can't post for a week, and I think on the second strike you can't post for 2 weeks. So it's like, it's not like he can post, and it's not like he can talk about it. It's not like he has any way of, like, aside from like Twitter or talking about it on Friends and stuff like that. Like, if someone's like channel's only on YouTube and they don't have any other way to talk or explain it, they can't even tell people what's happening. Like, they can't say, I just got a warning, or I just got a strike, or I just got my second strike, because you're not allowed to post during this time. So if you get speedrun strikes, then your channel could get deleted, and your audience would have absolutely no idea, because you can't post during that time. So you can't like give them a warning that your channel might be taken down. I don't know. It's spooky. It's scary. And so that's the first bunny babble that I want to talk about. And now we're gonna go on to more essentially current events of things that have been happening around the space. This less affects me. This is more just shit that's been happening and shit that is happening. I'm gonna do a little jingle because now we're on the next topic. Next topic. Now we're gonna be talking about Twitter. Don't you guys love Twitter? X.com, you know, our lovely little gamer. So something that has happened is now when you make alt accounts or new accounts over on Twitter, if you read right here, it says new accounts are required to pay a small annual fee before you're able to post, like, bookmark, and reply. This is to reduce spam and to create a better experience for everyone. You can still follow accounts and browse X for free. So this right here, it's slightly misleading because this isn't in every country. Currently, this is only in the Philippines and New Zealand. Other countries are still unaffected, but a lot of times when they're testing out features, they only start off in a few different places, maybe a few different countries. So this could easily start getting applied to you, which I think is, I mean, like, that's pretty stupid. You can't, you know, you're not going to be able to post if you make a new account. So like, what if you're a new content creator and you make an account because, you know, you want to start, you know, posting content? So you got to bring out that wallet, buddy. You want like, and the worst thing is like Twitter for growth and stuff like that. Twitter is a great way to communicate with others and to reach out to others and make new connections and actually talk to people. So this really sucks. Like it's a great way to actually build a fan base. Twitter is not your bread and butter. Obviously you got YouTube, Twitch, you know, Patreon, stuff like that. But like Twitter is a great way to make a community, to find a fan base, and to find people, like to be able to talk to other content creators and stuff like that. And the sad part is some content creators do look at numbers. So if you, or at least check out your account before you actually like when you message them. So if they see that you have 0 posts and you're nothing, you're just going to look like a bot account. You're going to look like a spam account because like, you're not allowed to post anything. So how are you supposed to be able to talk to the person that you're trying to reach out to? So it's kind of, I think, a bad idea for a feature. I mean, they already have a bunch of stuff that they're doing to try to like reduce spam and stuff like that. But like, I mean, does it really, like, I feel like this is a little bit harmful to the Twitter ecosystem. Because then it, like, I mean, people have alt accounts for a reason. You make alt accounts. Like, if, for example, if I wanted to make an alt account for like Yuki or, you know, other of my lore characters, it's just like, oh, well, I don't want to pay for 2 different accounts because I already pay for the Shiri one. I don't want to have to I don't want to have to pay for more than one account. That's stupid. I don't know how much the price will be, or how, if this will be enforced, or if they're just going to drop this feature because this isn't for everyone yet. This hasn't applied for everyone yet. So we'll find out. And so now we're moving on to the next topic. Jingle, 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 jingle. Next one. So this next one is a kind of a ongoing battle in the Vtuber space. So we're still on Twitter. But now we're in the Vtuber space. Let me paint the scenery for you. So right now, at least for me, I've been seeing a ton of this being like, this is essentially what the Vtuber war is about right now. And that's like petite woman and lolly. And there's like 3 different sides right now. Maybe 4. There's of course always the people that just don't care. They don't give a shit. Like, you're always gonna have it. Like, that's normally me. I'll watch it, but it doesn't affect me. But I'll, you know, like, I don't know, my opinion, I try to be unbiased most of the time. I don't like showing my bias, especially if I'm trying to just provide news to you guys. So I'm just putting the information on the table for you. But essentially right now, This has been a thing for Patreon. This has been a thing for now VGen, and it's been a thing for a while on VGen. VGen is essentially a commission site where you can commission artwork, you can commission like VTuber models, a whole bunch of different stuff like that. And things have been taking a turn where so there's a bunch of like lolly-ish characters, but they're not exactly lollies. And for those of you who don't know, lolly is essentially, most of the time people can, well, that's where like some of the like misconceptions come from, or just like people have two different versions of lolly. Some people consider it the body type of looking like a young anime girl, something like that. And then the other one is you know, just anime child. Like those are the two current like actual definitions of it. So this is where the two kind of hills and battles go, is because people that either like support lolly, or you know, the opposite of that is shada and like that type of content. There's like the two major hills right now are people that, well, I guess there's three, because then there's people that are saying that they're not lollies, they're just petite women, and then like their major argument is, so I guess everyone that is a petite woman, that like this is just what our body types look like IRL. Like we just don't exist now. I guess we're all just children now. I guess we can't actually like I can't make content on myself because, you know, unlucky. This is just how I look. So are you saying that this is just, you know, they're essentially saying, so I guess petite women don't exist, is what I would say one of the camps is. And then the other camp is, you know, lolly is fictional, stuff like that, where it's just anime. And then the other one, of course, the third one, is that they're saying that they're, you know, PDF files, you know, like they're saying that all lollies are PDF files, and like, you know, I'm saying that because I don't want to censor, like I don't want to have to like edit in a censor, so I'm not gonna say the actual word. They're, you know, that's what the major sides are going on right now. They're saying that if you have this type of content, if you make this type of content, if you support this type of content, you are and so some companies, Patreon and VGen, are taking a hard stance on not just like doing it on lolly / shada characters, but ones that look like it. Even so, for example, even if you are, you know, 18 plus, even if you are like a character that is like, you know, an adult character, if you either act like a child, even if you are an adult, or if you just look like one, even if you are an adult, you're it's not allowed. And the same thing goes for Patreon, where it's like, if you look younger, it doesn't matter if you are trying to be a petite adult, it does not matter if you're being a petite woman, and you're like, you know, you're trying to not go for the child vibe, you know, the small child vibe, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You are still just not allowed. And that's why people like Kumo have been getting banned on Patreon. This has been a thing that's been happening for a while now, but it's now going on to other websites, and now we're just like, I don't know, it's kind of evolving. And that's what I feel like a lot of the VTuber wars have been about recently, is just this whole topic of like, is a lolly a petite woman? Is a petite woman a lolly? Are petite women just not allowed to do stuff like this? Like, if I, you know, I don't, some of them are even saying like, I don't want to make myself have to look ugly, because like because someone tried to draw, I don't have the actual post, but someone essentially tried to draw like what a correct proportion would look like, and they essentially just like made the person more bony, and like, you know, they made them just a lot more slim in the face, and then I think smaller eyes. And like one of the people that are that type of VTuber are like, why should I make myself ugly, even though that's like, you know, why would I do that just to please you? just to please some Twitter people. So it's like, I don't know, it's two different camps. There's two different camps. I'm curious to see which camp you're on, of course. Do you think that like anything that looks like a lolly or a shada, even if they are not exactly a lolly or shada, should that be allowed? Are you on the side of like lolly and shada is completely fictional, so who cares? Like, or are you on the type of it doesn't matter if they, as long as they look like a child or they act like a child, they should not be doing any type of like content like that, or at least like 18 plus content. So I'm curious on what you guys think. You can always look into this topic yourself. I didn't give the most in-depth because this is supposed to be a bunny babble. I'm not supposed to dive in depth. I can always talk about this in depth if you want me to for a separate commentary video, but that's a comment that you should be leaving in the description. Anyway, jingle jingle, jingle jingle, it's the time for the next topic time. I hope you're ready. This next one's a banger. And it goes out of the VTuber scene and it's going into the wonderful IRL Twitch streamer scene. We got Dr. Disrespect. I'm sure you've heard about this because this is super mainstream. If you haven't heard about this, essentially Dr. Disrespect is a very old streamer who about 4 years ago got banned off of Twitch, and it was like the biggest mystery of like, why did Dr. Disrespect get banned? Why is he banned? Why was he banned? And no one was saying anything. Twitch wasn't saying anything. Dr. Disrespect wasn't saying anything. And they ended up having a settlement in the court. And so essentially one of the ex-Twitch mods, ex-Twitch staff, they came out and they essentially were like, so by the way, the reason why Dr. Disrespect was banned was because in the Twitch messages, he was being sexually explicit with a minor, and they were planning on meeting up at TwitchCon, which is why they got banned. And there's a few things that I take note of this situation, and that's like a few things in his response were very bad to say, and he shouldn't say it. And there's definitely been two sides of this situation of like, some people obviously think, I feel like the majority of people right now are completely on the bandwagon of, fuck him, it's just another like EDP situation, another one of like a content creator being like a predator, stuff like that. And then there's the camp of like, bro was obviously not a predator, bro's not like any type of like that. He just made a mistake, and it wasn't in the, he obviously, if he won a settlement, if he won the lawsuit, then he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything legally wrong. And of course, there's people in the middle who just don't care. There's those people. But there's a few things that I took note of in the situation, and you guys are free to dive into this situation yourself as well. I've been super enthralled in this and the Dante's drama. I'm not talking about the Dante's drama is not the best word for it, but Dante's is a League of Legends creator, and he got into a little thing that happened, and I'm that's not one of the Babble topics. But 3 things of note for the Dr. Disrespect situation is his company did an internal investigation on himself before he made his announcement, before he made his little post, before essentially his own company that I think he founded. I don't know for sure if he founded, but it was his own gaming company, dropped him after doing their own internal investigation. And you don't do that, like, unless they don't want to be connected to you, like, unless you like that just doesn't happen unless you are a hindrance to the company. So it's like, if they really thought Dr. Disrespect was like fine and like had not, like, if they didn't think he was like a threat to the company at all, he wouldn't have been banned or taken out. And this was before he even made any statements or anything like that. So I think that's like a huge red flag, and that's something like Ninja, who was like an old Fortnite streamer, he even talked about that. He was even like, you don't just get dropped from a company if there's nothing that you need to hide. Like, if there's nothing wrong, you don't just get dropped. So like, after their own internal investigation, they decided to let go Dr. Disrespect, which is like a huge red flag. Another red flag is in the statement that he made. One of the things that he ended up saying was, let me find it. Okay. So let me read out one of the things that happened. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were the intentions behind these messages okay? Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. That right there in itself is a huge red flag, at least how I see it. Some people, other people have said just don't read too deep into it, but how that stands for me, because one of the original allegations that was said against Dr. Disrespect was he was going to meet up with a minor in TwitchCon, and he was banned before that could happen. He essentially, it's in a lot of sting operations and stuff like that. Like, for example, if you want to look at the EDP situation, where when he got there, he said, "Oh, I wasn't here to do anything. I was just here to get a cupcake." Like, saying that, that there was no intentions behind the messages is like, are you really gonna admit if there were? You should have just not said anything. That's so stupid. I think that was like such a bad thing to say, because it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I guess it's just like the intentions don't matter if you've said it. You just shouldn't have said stuff like that. You shouldn't acted inappropriately with a minor to begin with, like, I don't know. And I think that's the biggest red flag out of this, and the major thing. Like, you just shouldn't have been. You shouldn't have been messaging a minor. Why would you do it in fucking Twitch messages? Like, why do you, like, I don't use the Twitch whispers things, like, just for normal everyday. Like, why are you doing it there? Like, why would you have your ERP sexting session, like, minor, like, and like, even, like, not a minor, just like, why would you have your hot steamy sessions be in the fucking Twitch whispers, bro? What? Like, take it to Discord, take it to that shit, man. Oh, fucking who? I doubt a hot steamy ERP session with your Discord kitten could get good in Twitch whispers. Like, what? Why are you doing it? That's so stupid. That's so weird. It's just so weird. Anyway, that was that. There's just Dr. Disrespect drama going on. Essentially, TLDR on the Dr. Disrespect drama is people have finally learned the reason for the ban, and now he's being outed as the next EDP. People are clowning on him. People are making a bunch of, like, just calling him disgusting, calling him, like, most of the entire world is against him on this. There are, of course, both sides to the party as well. There's not everyone is against him. It's not, I feel like it's just, there's an overwhelming amount of people against him in this situation. And when you bring minors into anything, which is why I make sure that, like, my Discord server and stuff like that are 18 plus, even if it's not sexual, even if my, like, my Discord server isn't sexual, I keep my stuff 18 plus, just because, this type of stuff. Like, I don't know, just involving minors in most anything is always just not something you should do as a content creator. You have, like, responsibility and stuff. Like, I don't think that he's, like, a predator. I don't think he's a pedo. I think he just made a mistake, and he should have never even, like, allowed himself to be in that position of messaging, like, a minor, like, or at least, like, I mean, if you're gonna message a minor, you never have it be sexual at all, ever. That should never be a thing. Like, maybe if you're answering their questions, or if you're, like, giving them, like, how, just advice on stuff, but you never do that. Like, you can be a mentor, but, like, that mentor status, while it's all, like, it's already a little bit risky, especially if, like, your age is pretty old. Like, you never let it outstep the bounds of being a mentor. That's my thoughts on the topic. That's my thoughts on that. It's like, that's the same thing that I thought for, like, Yandere Dev when he was doing his, like, I think I think Andre Dev is just a little bit socially inept in that, but, like, I don't know. We're going on to the next topic. I don't have like a funny Twitter thing for you to look at for this one, but we're on the next topic. This one's for those Americans in the chat. I say in the chat, I'm not actually live. This is for the Americans. Hello, hi, good to see you. I'm in America too. Wow, did you know the presidential debate? That shit was crazy. I didn't watch it, but I'm on Twitter, and so I got to see clips of it. And holy, was this like, you know, I'm not taking any sides. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't get political. I don't like politics. I hate politics. I do everything in my power to avoid it, and this channel is not going to be talking about politics. But I would like to talk about the funnies of what had happened. That was really bad. That was, but I feel like most of America kind of looks like a laughingstock right now. It just, so Biden, that's our president currently. In the debate, like even his own team talked about how he did not do good. He looked like he didn't know where he was. He was stuttering. So it was so, there was one point, and it was such a fire clip that it was on Twitter. It was so Biden spent like 15 seconds stuttering, and he had no idea. He just didn't know what the hell he was saying. And then they said, Mr. Trump, what do you have to say about that? And then Trump goes, I don't even know what he said. I don't think he knows what he said. And that was so funny. That was so funny. Like, I don't know, it's kind of true. Like that was like actually such a heavy like roast. I don't know the specifics of the like debate. I didn't watch the debate. I've only seen clips of the debate. But right now it's looking very people are not on Team Biden because of how poorly he was in the debate. He looked like he didn't know where. There's some clips on Twitter where it looks like someone's like, he looks like he's fearing for his life for a second. Like he just saw like the Reaper in the crowd or something, and he thought his time was now. His time was coming. And it's like, I don't know. I don't like politics. I don't get political. In this, just even saying that you're not political can piss off some people. I don't vote. Like that's how not political I am, is I don't vote. So I'm not like Team Trump. I'm not Team Biden. I'm not Team anything. But that was such a, there's so many good clips from the debate. It's so funny. It's just so fun. It's really sad for people that, I feel so bad for people that are like actually like politically invested in America, because like that would be, I don't know, like I feel like even people that are on were or are on Team Biden were like, that was not his best showing. Like, I don't know. It did not look good, and I don't think it looked good. I don't think it like there's actually a tweet that I saw where it was like, I think America should go 1 year without a president. And it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's something that's current events right now. Once again, I'm not political. I didn't watch the debate. I've only seen the funny clips of it. I mean, like there's literally XQC reacting to it, and like he died laughing when they said that line. But I would say, you know, comment down below what you comment if something funny during the debate happened. Don't I don't want to get like don't let the comments be political. You should comment for sure, but like I don't want any fights down in the comments. Even though that's great for engagement, I don't want you guys getting mad. I don't want you guys getting upset. I don't want you guys fighting over each other over your views and stuff like that. I want you guys to be happy. You are my precious little fluffle. Please don't be angry with each other in the comments. Please and thank you. I don't normally talk politics, and I don't plan on talking politics, but it's just the debate was so funny what happened. And yeah, that was of the bunny babble topics. That was the current events that are happening. So just to go over them really quickly, we had the Dr. Disrespect Twitch ban. That was a big meta within the last week. We had a wonderful presidential election, which was embarrassing. It was really funny for me though, because I find politics very funny. That's the only time I ever hear about politics, is when something funny happens. Then there was the whole conversation around petite women, lolly, that type of stuff in the VTuber space. What is your opinion on that? I'd love to hear that. And if you have any opinions on the Dr. Disrespect situation or anything like that, please leave that algorithm comment down below. I'd love to hear it. And then we have the alt accounts, of course. That one is like, that one is a feature that may or may not be included later on. That's something to look out for. Make sure to watch to see if if you make any new accounts or alt accounts, you may not be able to post. That's something to be wary of, because it hasn't been included in every country yet, but it could possibly be so. And then in the beginning, we talked about how people are getting strikes. Taiga's channel got deleted. Well, banned, not deleted. I'm hoping an appeal can work and, you know, they can get their channel back, because that would suck. That would be bad. Dottie has been getting a bunch of strikes. I got 2 warnings, and it just, I'm sure there's many others. I feel like YouTube is just being really, really harsh on the, like, I don't know, they're just randomly enforcing now. I don't know if there was like a big scare or something that happened, where maybe there's like a new bot or a new algorithm that they're training or something like that. It's just like, I don't know. It seems a little rough right now, and YouTube's a little bit scary at the moment. So don't forget to like follow me on Twitter, to, you know, follow me on Twitch, go to my Discord channel, go to these things where you actually have avenues to talk to me in case YouTube wants to randomly shut down my channel. Like I am, you know, and if you want to support me, especially in these very, very scary times, I have a Patreon as well, and I have a great community in there. For the lowest tier, which is the $5 tier, you have access to my Patreon Discord, and you can go in there. We have a great community. We chat in there all the time. I have a Discord event nights, and it's just a great, you know, I don't know, it's a great way to support me when YouTube is looking a little scary, and it helps me make the content that I want to be able to make. And you know, it's a great way to support me if you feel the need to. It's of course never a requirement. It's just if you're a little worried about the YouTube thing like I am, a Patreon is a great way to like actually support me. And yeah, so those are the topics that I have for Bunny Babbles. Now I have some questions for you. I have some questions for you. My first question, which will probably be in all of the Bunny Babbles, is, well, actually, how are you liking the Bunny Babbles? Do you like this thing where it's like I talk about a bunch of topics during the week? Oh, hold on. I need, this is for the survey time. Do you like Bunny Babbles? Do you want me to do anything differently in the Bunny Babbles? Do you want me to like, is there anything that you want to hear? Is there anything that you want to see? Do you like this? Do you not like this? Do you have any recommendations? Do you want it to be like, for example, do you want it to be edited, or do you like it how I'm just babbling on? Like, and you know, I have my little jingle here as well to get your attention and stuff like that. This is actually this is literally a bell collar, like without the collar part. It's the bells. Like, this is not like a sound effect that I'm editing in. I physically have bells right now. it's like I'm jingling keys in front of you. Another question is, do you have any topics that you want me to talk about specifically? I could always do a portion in the Bunny Babbles, especially if the Bunny Babbles, there's not too much interesting things that happened in the week. To do a little Q&A section, or do a little, like, you know, I could feature some comments that happened in the previous Bunny Babbles or some of the community posts. You know, just, is there any questions you have? Is there anything that you want me to bring up? Is there anything that you want me to talk about? And another question is just like, how you doing? Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? Are you okay? Yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be, this Bunny Babble already went on for a little too long. I'm not doing a lore segment this time because this has already been like a 40-minute video, and I don't want to soak up too much of your time. There's just a lot of stuff that happened this week, and it's stuff that I would want to kind of go in a little bit more depth about. So I hope you enjoy me chatting about this. I hope that I'm not gonna get banned off of YouTube, because that would suck. And I don't, you know, I feel like I'm you know, as much as my like thumbnails and all this stuff, and like it's very clickbaity, it's very like sus. Definitely some of the artwork that I post is a little sus. I still think that I am compared to a lot of VTubers, like, compared to a lot of ASMR people, I am very safe for work. I'm very social. I'm very wholesome. I don't do not safe for work content. I don't do, like, you know, sometimes I make lewd jokes, or sometimes like I clickbait my thumbnails to try to get you guys to actually come here and like watch my videos. I still think that I'm like of the VTubers, and especially like, I don't know, like soft boys and in this type of sphere, I feel like I'm very not sexual. Of course, you know, I make some jokes and stuff like that, and I'm very blunt when I talk about things, but like I feel like I'm very down to earth. I'm very like not lewd, you know. And I don't know. I would be very sad if I do get banned, because I feel like I didn't do anything, you know. So that's how I feel. If you liked the video, if you liked the bunny babbles, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't like it, I'll kill your family, I'll kill your dog, I'll kill your wife's dog, I'll kill your husband's dog, I'll kill your wife's boyfriend, your boyfriend's wife, and you know, your entire family. They won't, you know, I'm gonna sterilize them. They're gonna this lineage ends with you. Leave it out in the comment. I gave you a bunch of things that you could talk about. There was a bunch of topics that you could also easily talk about, and I will be responding to all of the comments down below, of course, as long as it, you know, there's a way to respond to them. I always like going through the comments. I always like looking at the types of comments and stuff like that, and just like, I don't know, I like seeing what you guys have to say, so I'm very excited to hear it. And subscribe, make sure to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. Also, bye bye. I should have like an intro for the bunny babble. Should I have like an outro? And I'll be here to babble. And it's me, the bunny boy, and I expect you're gonna the next week on Bunny Boy Babbles. This bunny boy is gonna babble more. But bye bye, bunny babble boy. Bye bye. Bunny babble boy. Bye bye. Boing boing. Okay. Bye bye.